Hello, staff. This is Ashley Cowton. I just wanted to go over some of the basics of cyberbullying with you so that you know what we're looking for in our kids, what we can do to prevent it, and how to help them when it's happening to them. So first of all, we need to know what is cyberbullying. Obviously, it's a form of bullying that takes place online. The worst thing about it is that it can happen anytime or anywhere, and it's really hard for the victim to get away from it. Cyberbullying is repeatedly antagonizing the victim by sending them messages, pictures, videos, memes, whatever, that are meant to cause them harm or discomfort. The perpetrators, they can remain anonymous when it's online, which makes it hard for there to be consequences or any ways to get them to stop if we don't know who it's coming from. If someone receives an image and then they share the image without the other students, or they share it with other students through text messages, social media, and other electronic platforms, and those are meant to upset someone whether or not they were the first one to send it. If they partake in that, they are also partaking in the cyberbullying. Anytime someone sends or posts unwanted comments, pictures, videos, or images, that is cyberbullying. An important thing to remember is a reasonable person will know or understand that what they are doing will affect the victim. How often do we hear from our kids, well, I didn't mean to, or it wasn't supposed to be like that? Most of the time, these kids are going to know that what they're doing is going to cause harm. Cyberbullying is more prevalent in high school than the other grades. Some statistics on cyberbullying, it affects up to 72% of children. 15% of teens say they have experienced someone constantly asking them who they are with, what they are doing, and or where they are. This does not include when a family member asks. One thing I have recently learned is with Snapchat, how kids have their location turned on so other people can see where they're at. This causes a lot of these questions to come up. Like, hey, I see you're at this place. What are you doing there? Why are you there? Who are you with? It seems to be like it's becoming a problem. 10% of teens say they have been physically threatened, and 7% of teens say they have had explicit images of themselves shared with others without their consent. So risk factors of cyberbullying: who is most at risk to be bullied or to be the bully? Anything where they have a high participation in online activities. This especially includes the social networks and video games. They can talk to each other on there, and then we all know TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat is a big one, Facebook. Nomophobia is the anxiety associated with using a device excessively. Kids that are on their devices all the time are probably experiencing some sort of anxiety with that, and that is called nomophobia. And it's part of the cyberbully, or a risk factor of. And then kids that don't have parents supervising their online use are at risk of being cyberbullied or of being a cyberbully. So how can we here in Ellis prevent cyberbullying? Well, one of the biggest things is we constantly need to be teaching our kids how to be respectful and empathetic. We want to promote digital literacy by teaching kids about their responsible online behavior, along with respecting boundaries online and the potential consequences of cyberbullying. Respecting boundaries online, man, we've got to get these kids to figure out you don't always need to be looking at your friends' locations, finding out where they're at, what they're doing, who they're with. We need to create safe online spaces, make sure that our kids know that we do not tolerate any sort of bullying, cyberbullying included. And we need to have a place where our children can go to report cyberbullying. We want to encourage open dialogue, make sure that we have a network of support between peers, parents, school staff, and members of the community to encourage kids to speak up and understand that they will be heard. Like I said earlier, we want to promote empathy and kindness. To do this, we need to reinforce the values of respect and compassion. We do want to get the parents and guardians involved. We can't do it all here. Parents need to monitor their children's online activities. They need to have those uncomfortable discussions with their kids about the online behavior, and they need to make sure that their children know that they can always go to their parents about anything that makes them feel unsafe while they're online. A good thing for us to talk to our parents about is that there do need to be some rules created for their internet use, and a better way for the kids to stick to those rules is when they are involved in creating the rules. But it's important for our children to be stepping away from those devices. Other ways to prevent cyberbullying: establish the clear rules as a school. We need to let our kids know that we have certain codes of conduct that are expected, and we need to promote a positive school climate. We want to give information to students about the rules. Where can they find these rules to know for sure? Well, they are in the handbook. They can go onto the school webpage and find them there. If we can be posting things on our school social media pages about our rules for cyberbullying. And then we want to make it loud and clear, a way for students to report cyberbullying, which there is a link on our webpage. We need to look into maybe putting that on the school social media pages more often. We need to, if we see something, say something. Encourage our kids to speak up, whether they are talking to a trusted adult or reporting it online. We want to make sure that they are reporting cyberbullying, whether it's happening to them or if they see it happening to someone else. We need to conduct a needs assessment as a school so that we can figure out what do the kids need from us to help prevent or stop the cyberbullying. Maybe they need more supervision outside after school. More supervision in the lunchroom, that sort of thing. And if that's what they need, that's what we need to do. Staff also must report if they witness any act of bullying against a student. You do have a responsibility to intervene if at all possible and report the incident. More on prevention. We want to promote a positive and safe classroom culture. Make sure our kids know that respect is the norm in each classroom. We want to make sure that all the kids know that our classrooms are a safe place, and we want to make sure that the kids have access to those resources, whether it be talking to a teacher, or someone, or reporting online to report cyberbullying. It's always important to embrace those teachable digital citizenship moments. The way our world is going, our kids are going to be spending more and more time online. So if you run into something in a lesson, take the couple extra minutes it takes to explain to the students how to be good digital citizens. Explain that there are 3 ways that they should respond if they see cyberbullying. The first is to support the victim, be a friend. Then you want to try to stop the bullying, and finally report the bullying to a trusted adult. Like I said, we want to incorporate lessons on cyberbullying into our current curriculum. Find those connections in what we are currently teaching and take the time to talk about it. Talk about being a good digital citizen. Talk about cyberbullying, why we shouldn't do it, the harm that it causes, what to do if we see it, all of those things. We need to push for a district-wide digital citizenship program so that we can be effective as a district, so that we're all working together. We're doing the same thing to prevent the cyberbullying. A digital citizenship program. It'll help give us the time and resources needed to tackle this topic. If you are interested in this, I suggest looking up the ISTE standards. So how do we respond to cyberbullying when it happens? Well, obviously we need to report and document. Okay, so we want to encourage our victims to report the cyberbullying to adults and to the proper platforms. So if one of our kids is encountering an unsafe, unknown adult on some platform, we need to make sure that we let the platform know so that they can shut that down as well. Always make sure you tell the kids to keep a record of the hurtful messages, post interactions. Screenshot it, don't delete it. All of the things. That way we have that evidence that we need so that we can use it to take actions against the bully. If necessary, we can engage the authorities. If the case is severe enough, this could include school admin and law enforcement. And then the educational initiatives, like we said, use the educational programs to help raise awareness among the students about the consequences of cyberbullying. So the consequences for the victim in cyberbullying, what can we look for to see, hey, something is off in this student? What do we think it is? Okay, so if you see a kid, their anger has increased. They're more sad than they usually are. They seem depressed. They have anxiety. They're experiencing some of those negative social consequences, having fewer friends overall, violent behavior, more substance abuse, more delinquency. If we're hearing or seeing any suicidal ideation and behaviors, cyberbullying, it can have a substantial detrimental effect on both their physical and mental health. Maybe they're just not coming to school as much anymore. They say they don't feel good, but it could be that anxiety, depression, sadness, all of that causing their body to send up warning signs. They will experience psychological pain. You're going to see them distance themselves from their peers. They're also going to have difficulty interacting with their peers. Their academic performance isn't going to be the same. Their concentration isn't going to be very good. And they could actually suffer from post-traumatic stress. One thing I think it's important for all of us to be aware of is this can also happen to teachers. 1 in 7 teachers have been cyberbullied. This can happen through, obviously, it's not limited to emails. Maybe you're the subject of abuse on a website or social media feed, or you're getting abusive texts from someone. Schools are liable for the acts of bullying done by one staff member to another staff member. However, as of now, schools are not liable if a third party is bullying a staff member. But a new bill is in the works, the equality bill, and this could hold employers responsible for the harassment of their employees by a third party in the workplace. For your protection, make sure you keep records of all negative interactions between yourself and parents, students, and other staff members. Whether you feel like it needs to be documented or not, might be a good idea to keep a record of it. That way, if somebody comes back and says that you were being awful to them, you have the exact conversation. And this is becoming more prevalent with social media. You'll see parents post things on social media saying this teacher is so awful because, that type of thing. Here are my resources for this. As always, if you have any questions on anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you've got any ideas on anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. No, I am always here for you.